Hello, Tim Scoutelas here with Max Digital, and I'm joined today by some experienced account executives with Max Digital. I've got Jack Kane and Brad Lovell. What's happening, fellas?
Hello.
Hey,
Hey
what's
guys,
going on, Tim?
welcome. Welcome. Why don't you do a quick introduction, Jack? Tell us, maybe how long you've been with Max and what you do for us.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having me. Jack Kane, been with the company for a little over 8 years. I'm now the account executive in the central region. So I live here in Chicagoland, servicing major account dealerships for us throughout the Chicagoland area.
Cool. And Brad, what part of the country are you in?
I'm actually in Virginia Beach, but I cover most of the Mid-Atlantic and Southeast from there.
Cool. Awesome. So we've been talking with everybody on the team about, what we've seen from our account base over the last 18 to 24 months. And Jack, I'll start with you. If you had to pick out, one or two things that maybe you saw that was a little different, that dealers were struggling with in over the last 18, 20, what would you see was some of the biggest challenges in your area?
Not much. It's just kind of been status quo. No, I'm absolutely kidding there. Everything's been crazy. I often make the joke when I'm talking with our customers that even my mother-in-law has been asking me about what's going on in automotive.
Right.
It's on 60 Minutes and everywhere. So, no, it's been nuts, absolutely crazy. I guess if I could pinpoint it to two items, inventory, right? Just trying to source inventory, get inventory new and used, and then also people. Not just the sales professionals that kind of direct back to our product, but service too. A lot of the technicians are getting older, and there's not a lot of new blood coming in. So that's just some of the two of the many issues that our lovely customers are feeling.
Yeah, I mean, you can't run a dealership without people, right? It's part of 3 Ps: people, process, and product, and for sure, it's been a challenge. Brad, how about you? What have you seen over the last year and a half or so?
Obviously, a lot of the same things, and Jack hit on something pretty important with the people in the dealership, and especially with, COVID, and you'll have entire groups of salespeople or managers that are out with COVID for, however long, their states or dealerships, keep them out before they can come back in. And that's what you run into a lot is you'll ask, in trying to set up, train, things that we do on a daily basis, how many salespeople you have, and it's always the same. Well, if they're all here, I have 15, but right now I have 5.
Wow.
And we all understand that if you don't have, sales professionals to take ups, then you have managers having to fill in, and it just has changed the process. Like you talked about the 3 Ps, the processes have changed quite a bit, even though the sales numbers are obviously as good as the inventory they have to sell. So I think that's a big one.
So that rolls into my next question. So they've had these challenges. What sorts of things have changed, recently that and then, as they get prepared to go into 2022, to sell cars? Brad, just because you were kind of going there.
Yeah, the changes I think are pretty much store-based. I think a lot of people are kind of taking their own approach because as we've talked about and seen in the industry, it's not hard to sell cars right now if you have them, but the processes are changing so much, and they're just really doing everything they can to make sure they keep that flow and they take every opportunity and capitalize on it.
Yeah, being efficient is important, no doubt, especially if you're going to normally run with 15 and you only got 5.
Right.
Yeah, you got to have a good process. Jack, how about you? Like, what have you seen that's changed? I mean, so you saw what they're struggling with. What are they doing to get ready to go into the future?
I was actually with a large dealership group yesterday, and we were talking about it. It's not rocket science. It's going back to the fundamentals, right? So to Brad's point, you can sell a car right now, but it's making sure that, we're not gouging the customer. We're pricing the vehicle right. The dealership I was with, they were talking about keeping it at sticker or below, and then getting back to those fundamentals, right? Just making sure the customer experience is great, making sure those vehicles are online with the photos, all that stuff that we took for granted maybe over the last year or so. But as everything's tightening up and as everything's changing, You just want to make sure that the vehicles are online, as robust as they can be. And again, just sharpening that axe, getting back to the fundamentals.
Totally. So let's, as we wrap up here, Brad, if there's one, you guys are in, I think one of the unique things about what we do is we're in the dealerships week in and week out. Brad, I just talked to you right out. You were there Monday morning, you're out ready to go.
Yeah.
Is there any nugget, like any best practice that you saw recently that you might want to share with the viewers today as they get ready to go forward?
Yeah, one of the things talking about this week, I was on the road actually launching some new stores that we just signed up. And when you get to, meet new people and you see new processes, new dealerships, the way they handle it, I think the biggest thing that was talked about going forward is making sure that everybody has a real good grasp of the inventory they have. Because what I saw on a Lexus lot was quite a few Silverados, a Tahoe, some, Hyundais, things that they normally don't carry, that they're really making sure that their salespeople understand what they have on the lot, because their customers are looking online by searches. So they're going to find those vehicles, whether they're on that OEM, franchise lot or, one of the off brands. So one of the things that I really keyed in on was the fact that they want to make sure that their salespeople, especially, know the inventory they have, because it's a little different nowadays.
Wow. Wouldn't it be great if there was a tool out there that did that and helped salespeople do that?
You know what? I think there is, Tim.
Shameless plug for Digital Showroom.
Yep.
Good points. Hey, Jack, how about you? Any best practices as we head into the new year?
Yeah, just with the inventory counts just being smaller, make sure you're photographing them, pricing them right away, getting them online. There's no excuse right now, and everybody's got a computer in their pocket, their smartphone. Use the apps, get them going, because people are looking for the vehicles, and you can get them sold quicker than you can ever imagine, as long as they're out there.
The Max Inventory app we just released, the update is phenomenal. So, hey, get with your reps. Jack, Brad, you guys are awesome. Have a great 2022. I appreciate your time. Thanks so much.
Absolutely, Tim.
Tim, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Brad.